To finish out this episode, we are going to talk about the Kings. They are 5-7, and they could possibly use somebody new, maybe something to get them over the hump. Right now, they're probably going to make the play-in tournament. Maybe it's a lot of predictions are out there for them to make it, but maybe they don't.
Yeah.
What can they do to guarantee it is kind of the key question here. I've got a couple trade ideas I want to bounce off of you here.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe on a lower level, they trade for Danilo Gallinari. I think
Mhm.
like that could be a good score for them at the four. They need some threes. They need some more offense. I don't think as much on defense would be a worry there. And for Gallinari, I don't think they'd have to go up a whole lot, but they would have to figure out salary.
Yeah. Down Gallinari would be a nice pick. I considered that when I was going through my trades. Um
Mhm,
he would definitely be a good veteran for them.
mhm.
Shooting. I do see more of a so shooting and defense is what I kind of want out of them. I mean, they're eighth in offense right now. That's
Mhm.
fine. I think, but they're 16th in 3-point percentage. I think that would push them into having an elite offense for
I
this.
think I know who you're gonna say, but I'm
Um,
curious.
yeah, but and then 24, but they're 24th in defense. So defense would be nice. So I see how Gallinari gets there. He adds a little more size, which does help defense, even if they're not the smartest defensive players. But shooting does help.
Yeah.
What was a defense trade I have? Okay, so here's my defense. I've mentioned him before. I've actually mentioned a similar
Yeah.
trade before.
I know.
Um, so the Kings give up Tristan Thompson, Harrison Barnes, and Marvin Bagley, and they get back Justin Holiday, T.J. Warren, and Miles Turner. This is a
Oh,
pretty big
not who I thought you
swap.
were gonna.
Oh, really? What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Porzingis.
Oh no, no, no. I think Miles Turner would help out. I think he could either play. I think he could play next to Rashad Holmes. I think he is enough of a floor spacer. He has the 3-point shooting that at least that they're not getting at from Marvin Bagley, that they're not getting from Rashad Holmes now. I mean, insert that in, you get blocks, you get some interior defense. I think he fits well into their system. TJ Warren, you get a good score, you get a decent defense, I guess, and you get a nice defender in Justin Holiday. He's a good 3-and-D guy. I mean, he's fine. He's just a nice role player to toss in there. I originally had Torrey Craig in here instead of Justin Holiday, but
Yeah.
he can't be traded till March. He can't be traded till March. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you give up Tristan Thompson, you give up. I mean, Marvin Bagley's out. He's not even playing. So he's just potential. He's just all this. You're just trading on potential, I guess. But the Pacers get back Harrison Barnes. They get a guy who's just proven he's having a great season already. So I think that'd be good for them.
Yeah, I just laughed at Nixie. Sorry. The guy that I had as my top target for them actually was the other Indiana big man, Domantas Sabonis.
Mm.
As you know, Indiana might see it's smarter to go with Miles Turner themselves and trade away Sabonis because while Sabonis may be the better player, I think Turner's easier to have guys around, and he doesn't necessarily need to be your number one guy. He's a better defender and he's a better shooter. But Sabonis, bring him into Sacramento, and I think that would help them out a lot. They need a ton of offense at the big position, and
Mm-hmm.
he would be perfect for them in the post for De'Aaron Fox to run pick and rolls with. And
Yeah.
I think that could work excellent for them.
I mean, he's a little better than this, but he's basically Walmart brand Jokic right now. He's good at passing. He's great post scorer. He can figure it out, and I think talent. You can't go wrong with talent. And I think having Sabonis, if your best two are Sabonis and uh,
Fox.
Fox, I think that's a good. They're easy to build together. I think they're complementary, where it's not like a complete hindrance to be next to each other, even though they're not good defensive players. But I think that
For
would be
sure.
fine. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
they
a good
just
trade
need
for them.
talent. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, even if they had to give up, Tyrese to make that happen, which they probably would, like I feel like that's worth it
Yeah.
just to have those top two because you can assume maybe Davion Mitchell is going to keep getting better. And if that's the case, you're going to have to trade one of him or Mitch or Halliburton at one point anyway. So I think it could work out well for them. Maybe they trade Buddy Hield as a headliner or Barnes, one of the two for this salary, but regardless, I think getting a nice solid big man is what the Kings need. I don't know. There's not really a ton out there other than like the Indiana ones. It feels like, obviously if the Kings could try and get Karl-Anthony Towns from the Wolves, they would love that. They're going to have to give us a lot if they did that.
Speaking of Karl-Anthony Towns trades, I got one for you because we're going on talent. So since you mentioned talent, I say he obviously helps out shooting. Maybe he just needs a reset with a different team to get back to competitive cat. Not going to help much on defense. However, let's see if you like this package. It's just Karl-Anthony Towns is who they get straight up, but they get back Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley, Davion Mitchell, and then 2 first-round picks from the Kings.
Swap out Mitchell and Halliburton and
really
consider it.
I mean, that'd be nice. I'd see they could probably do that. I almost, if I, as a Timberwolves fan so like the contrary to this trade. So like is if they do this, I think Timberwolves should go to the 76ers and be like, you can have anyone except for Edwards, just give us Simmons. And then you're essentially building around that core with Simmons. I think that's a completely different team. And I think they are all still complimentary of having a big 3 of like Buddy Hield, Anthony Edwards, and Simmons, I think they're all work well together. I think that's a completely different dynamic than all 3 teams have, and I think that would change up for a lot of them. So
yeah, I'd like that.
That'd be fine. But that's obviously going completely south from what the Timberwolves were doing 2 years ago. But I think that's just a different. I mean, Kings would still need to add more defense, but as we were just saying, like it adds talent, raises their ceiling. So
I think the Kings, they're looking to raise that ceiling. They got to make the playoffs. They currently hold the longest streak for not making the playoffs in the league. The Wolves, if they traded away Cat, I mean, if we don't make the play-in this year, I could definitely see them trading him away, but we'll see. I think that's a big if. So
yeah. So my last trade. So this one's another being like, hey, this is what we need. So this is a complete change. This is like, hey, we're stuck in mediocrity. We need to do a little bit more. So the Kings will give up Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox, and 2 second-round picks, and they get back Al Horford and Jaylen Brown. So the Celtics side, they need a point guard. They need a main point guard. They need a playmaker. They get back a shooter. They get back 2 guards that are well needed. I don't think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are working out the best. I mean, they're essentially the same player next to each other. It's a lot like Kawhi and PG, like we've mentioned earlier. It's just kind of redundant, and I think they get back a guy like De'Aaron Fox, who's you could argue is as good, or just they're very similar in skill set. I'm not skill set, but how good they are.
Yeah.
But different skill sets, but they're similar to the type of player. You get Al Horford. Honestly, Buddy Hield's not as valuable as people think he is. You could argue on both sides who's the better player. I think Al Horford's going to affect your team a lot more, and you're going to get that defense. You're going to get that veteran response, and you still hold on to Harrison Barnes and guys like that. They would still need a point guard. I think they would hope Tyrese Halliburton is ready and that he'd be step up as their main point guard. Yeah. I don't know. It adds a lot of flexibility to the roster, and I think this trade could go through a lot of like back and forth, but this is what a guy who is not a NBA GM threw together for a blockbuster trade.
Well, you heard it here first. Not a GM. No, just kidding. What? I mean, it could work. Maybe. I don't know. Kings got to do something, but I think a big move that would be addition by subtraction would be firing Luke Walton as well.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up here. It is episode 20, strictly ball business. We just talked Pelicans, Wolves, Warriors, Kings, and Cole Anthony. So let's look forward to some more games tonight. There's a couple on, so get after it.
Yep.
Do it, man. What game do you think you're going to tune into tonight?
I'll probably see the Raptors game tonight because I'll be at the
Yeah.
bar.
There you go.
11-11. That was my
Get to the
wish.
bar.
Beer.
Yeah, 11-11. Make your wish, baby. All right, we'll see y'all next time on episode 21. We are legally about